Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Review with Me, which is in addition to Built Like This podcast. So make sure you're checking out the podcast episodes where I talk about pop culture, relationships, a little bit of politics, and everything in between. So check that out every Tuesday here on YouTube and also Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So a little shameless plug there. But let's get into Review with Me. We are reviewing The Never Ever Met Season 2, Episode 2. We are picking up from where we left off with this review. And Jared and Charlie, here they are sitting together because they're sharing their confessions. Yes. Usher's in the background. Here we are. Charlie has revealed to him that she had a baby last week, because that's what it was. She had a baby last week. And he's feeling pretty fine because, hey, I had a baby 6 months ago. The Brady Bunch. Hello? So he's feeling a bit trepidatious about the whole situation because he's like, I don't see how this is going to work out. We have 6 kids in total because not only does she have this newborn baby, but she had an older child that she did not tell him about. So she has 4 kids. He has 2. So that's 6 in total. And he's like, I don't know. And he immediately tells her, that's the thing about men. They tell you what it is in the beginning, unless they're just downright liars, which oftentimes is not the case. They're literally telling you what they're feeling, their thoughts. And in this case with Jared, he's telling her, I don't know how this is going to work out. This is a lot. Like, he's already making it clear that he's feeling disconnected. He doesn't feel like there's a future here because of the amount of kids that they have collectively. But instead of receiving that, Charlie instead says, no, I don't want to hear that. I just want to hear you try. I just want to hear you try. Okay. He's going to try to get in that pussy, because that's what we learn later on. So let's continue. Like I said, Jared is not that upset because he too has a secret in which he revealed to her that he has a 6-month-old. Charlie's feeling some type of way about it. Like, wait, what? You never told me? Man, what? You had a baby last week. You told him when you was actually giving birth in the hospital that you was in the hospital because of a surgery. Girl, you have no room to judge him, to be mad at him, to be entitled, because clearly you didn't give a damn about him. Anyway, we move on and we see Alicia and Irvin. They're in her bed, her little twin bed. First of all, I don't know why they're talking about, I remember in the first episode, who was it? Oh, I forget her name, but the one who's with Cinco. She's talking about how the bed is too small. Well, she's a tall person, so maybe it's different for her. But the beds that the women have, they're not as small as I thought they would have been. Like, it's not this like tiny, teeny, weedy twin bed. It looks pretty spacious considering that it's still technically a twin. Anyway, just a little side note. So they're in Alicia's bed. Alicia is tucked in these covers. Irvin is not tucked in with her. Y'all notice that? She is clearly tucked away from him, and he's trying to get close to her, but he's not tucked in under the same covers as she is. He's over the covers, to be quite honest. And she says, like, what are you trying to do? Why are you trying to get close to me? And he's like, I just want to get close to you. I just want to be close to you, like literally just that. And he's making it sound very innocent, which I do believe in the moment. I'm sure he just wants to be near her. They haven't met before this time, and finally they get to be in each other's vicinity. So I understand that emotion. But with Alicia, she is not trying to get close to this man at all. And Irvin had it right from episode 1. He says he fears that he likes her more than she likes him. And that's evident. That is evident. So we learned that Alicia actually has an autoimmune condition, and she's just starting to get comfortable in her own skin. She lost a lot of weight. She went on this eat, pray, love journey, and she's still trying to understand like who she is in this new body. He knows this, so he knows about her condition, and we're gonna talk about that a little bit more. So let's move on to Charlie. Charlie is hypnotized with Jared's dick, even though they haven't had sex. Even though they haven't had any sexual relations, they're on this couch together, and he's laying he's laying pretty regular. I don't think he was trying to put it on her, but he's wearing shorts. I got this little fly, whatever, this gnat. He's wearing shorts, and I guess his shorts look too revealing because that's all she could see. She sees his little peep. Well, I don't think it's little. Hello? I don't think it's little. I understand, Charlie. I get it. But anyway, she's like, it's calling for me. It's calling, ma'am. Your 2-month-old child is calling for you, not this man who you finally meet after 4.5 years, and he's wearing these skin tight shorts. I don't think they really were skin tight, but nonetheless, she's really turned on by him, and he's feeling her too. So I mean, there's some physical chemistry between them. We get to the host. So Taronda Jones is talking to them, telling them about the intimacy suite and how it's basically the boom boom room. She tells them that it's a place where if you want some privacy with your significant other, that is where you will go. And she also tells them that each couple is responsible to cook for everyone every week. So then they have their couple activity, and this couple activity is body painting. And the purpose of this activity is to have consent, is to know how to give consent, know what consent is, what it means, what it looks like, etc. And while your partner is painting you, you are wearing blindfolds so that you are fully allowing yourself to trust. It's a beautiful activity. I really like the intention behind it. I feel like these activities, they're so intentional. They should have been used for Married at First Sight. I feel like those couples would have definitely appreciated something like that. But anyway, I digress. Clay keeps forgetting to ask Tati for consent. And we see this to be a theme throughout this episode, or even the next episode, I think, that Clay is very much touchy-feely. Yes, it's nice to have someone who's attracted to you, but relax. Stop. And stop doing it in front of other people. I feel like that's a little weird. Alexis is basically molesting Chris in front of everyone, and he is crying out for help. And I feel so bad for this man, for this grown Black man to feel this uncomfortable and not be able to really communicate it in a way that's stern and very clear that no, you need to stop. And that really speaks to the society that we're in. We don't protect Black men. Hello? I know we're not supposed to say anything like that because women are always the victim, right? But we don't talk enough about Black men not being protected, especially from women. And in this case, you have a woman who's much older than him. What's her name? Alexis? Yeah, Alexis is much older than Chris. I mean, yeah, they're of age, more than of age. Like, I think he's in his 30s, she's older. But the point is, she is an older woman and she is behaving in a manner that is domineering, that is controlling, and it is low-key predatory. Because if you're constantly trying to touch on this man, being like literally her hands were going down his boxers or his swim trunks in front of everyone, and of course she didn't ask for consent. And he's like, whoa, you didn't ask for consent, you didn't ask for consent. He's like laughing or like grinning a little, but it's not in a sense of he really wants it but he doesn't. No, he's uncomfortable, and we don't create enough space for men to say, hey, I'm uncomfortable with this, because once a man says that, then he's a bitch, ass nigga, right? No, that's not okay. Chris needs to stand up and say no. So I wrote down here, protect our men. Literally protect our men. We have to get in the mindset with this. We just get so we get in the mindset of he wants sex, right? He's a man, of course he wants sex. Like, well, of course, no. Ask for consent. Alexis is she's putting her handprints all over his body. She's putting it on his swim trunks, on his chest, everything. Everywhere on this man is her handprint. And that's to signify, I own you. You're mine. This is my dick. This is my chest. This is my. And I want us as women to stop thinking we own our boyfriends, our men, our husbands. That's not okay. Are we slaves? Are they slaves to us? No one owns you unless you're the bank. So Charlie has Jared's name tatted on her. That's what she told everyone. Proudly. I would have been so embarrassed. So embarrassed. First of all, I have no tats. I never thought tats was something of attraction for me. Because nothing I don't want anything permanent on me. I don't want it. I don't want it. Like, what if I change my mind? I don't want it. So I can't commit to something like that. But you have Charlie never having met Jared, though they did go to the same high. I want to emphasize that. It's just so funny to me. They went to the same high school, but they never met because they were a few years off. Yet she thought it was a good idea to have his name tatted on her. I wish they would have showed the tat. Like, literally his name? It would be one thing if you tatted a phrase or a word that represents your love for him or the love that you guys share. Like, maybe there's a saying y'all say, like, yo ma, or I don't know, something cute like that. Alicia doesn't like her back being touched. Alicia does not like this man. Alicia does not like Irvin at all. And I want Irvin to get a backbone and say, yeah, I'm all set. But granted, we're on the show. They probably just want to last the whole time. So maybe that's just what it is. But yeah, I'm feeling bad for Irvin low key, but I'm trying not to because I don't like feeling bad for Haitian men. I don't like feeling bad for Haitian men. So on that case, I don't give a damn. Chris is told to go slow and sensual because Alexis's fast ass wants him to just finger her in front of everyone. Like, ma'am, what? Do you want to go to the bathroom real quick and finger yourself and get that nut off? He actually ends up painting a stop sign on her back And that was, of course, a passive aggressive move, but he explains it in the moment or right after when he was called out. And he was like, yeah, I did this because there were some things she did. She did not even some things, everything that she did on his body, she did not ask for consent. So he's circling back on that, trying to say this is not consensual and this is not okay. Jared's ass, looking like Jamie Foxx. Hello? Jared is painting black stripes on Charlie. Charlie is a white looking woman. I'm saying white looking because she is half black. So I'm just saying that to make the point. She is white passing, but she is half black. And he made the point to tell us, this is my black queen. Okay, I don't care what y'all say. She is black too. She's black also. Okay. Irvin wrote powerful on Alicia's chest, and then he wants to go on and try to explain himself and says, she's been diagnosed with, and as soon as he said diagnosed or whatever keyword that he said that gave the impression that he was going to reveal her autoimmune disease, Alicia says, she does this noise. She's like, She does not want him to tell her business. And I appreciate that. I do, because first of all, is this your autoimmune disease or is it mine? Like, how are you speaking for me? I don't like that. And then when she does that motion, the instructor for this whole activity, she calls it out. She's like, oh, so you're about to reveal something that she's not comfortable with, right? Like, so he calls her out. And you can tell Irvin is like, oh, okay. Like, I felt like he kind of had an attitude. Like, okay. I was like, and granted, I don't know. Maybe he just felt piled on, two women at once telling him to stop. Or he probably got, I don't know. The point is, I felt like he should have known better. What are you doing? I know he wanted to make the point and say, oh, this is why she's powerful. But make your point without revealing her health condition. Hello, HIPAA? Hello, HIPAA. It was weird. Alicia feels sensitive about sharing her health condition. And that's fine and all. I just feel like you don't have to say detail, right? I think sometimes you still have to let people know what's going on so people can have an understanding and have some context, right? So you don't have to say exactly what the condition is, but you could say, hey, I have an autoimmune disease. I'm compromised. So there are some foods that I can't tolerate. And there's some things that so you can just explain yourself enough to give people an understanding. But we're going to learn how that is something that she needs to work on. We get to Ty and Britt. They were the first couple to, or they are the first couple to cook for everyone. So they're cooking for everyone. First of all, the food looks good. This episode and the next episode, the food looks really, really good. They had some type of fish. I think it was cod, he said. He said rice pilaf. Okay. I'm liking it. Alicia's talking about how she has a specific diet because of her disease, but she doesn't say that necessarily to everyone. But she says she can't have too much oil because it gives her mucus. And the way that she was talking in the kitchen, as what's her name? As Britt was preparing the meal, she was like talking over her, trying to say, don't put too much, put a little bit, put a drop of this, it's annoying. It's annoying. And I don't think we talk about that enough. Those who have diet restrictions, food restrictions, if you're not allergic, people don't want to hear it. People don't want to hear it. Maybe that's something that needs to be reassessed in our society. But people really don't give a damn. They don't. Like, what do you mean you're gluten-free? What? What do you mean you're dairy free? What? Now I have to adjust. People don't want to adjust. So though Ty reacted very normal in the sense of what I'm saying, like people don't really give a damn. I do think we have to create space for people to have food restrictions and respect that. Like, regardless of someone being deathly allergic to a food item, if someone is saying, "Hey, I don't, I, I don't tolerate, my body doesn't tolerate butter," or "I get cramps if I eat certain foods," don't get mad at me. But again, I think Alicia needs to work on her delivery. She needs to work on her tone. She needs to work on her word choice. I think she needs to work on a lot of things. She has a lot of growing to do. So Tyke's calling her out. He's like, hold on. Are you cooking or are we cooking? And he's like, you need to chill, basically. And I'm not trying to adjust for your accommodations. We're cooking for the whole cast here. We're cooking for everybody, not for you. If you need to cook something, not for you only. And I feel like in that moment, one, Alexis should, no, not Alexis, Alicia, so many damn words or same names, Alicia, Alexis. Alicia should have just cooked for her damn self. Like, that's literally, she should just have a little separate corner and cook for her damn self. That's it. She feels like Ty is yelling at her. She says, "You're yelling at me. You're yelling at me." And what I noticed with Alicia throughout these episodes, she is a victim of her own self. She's a victim in her head. She's always victimized. She takes no responsibility. And that is a recipe for disaster. Alicia then runs to Irvin, Daddy Irvin, talking about Ty yelled at me. He, made me feel uncomfortable. He kicked me out the kitchen. Is that what happened? Or were you being rude and demanding him to be a certain way? Okay. As she's telling that to him, he's rolling his eyes. He's not buying it. But he says to her, "Look, just don't let it sweat you." Alexis tells Chris that she feels he was disconnected during the body painting activity. She felt like he was cold and totally not sensual. And she's saying, like, look, body painting turned her on just by itself. But you didn't turn me on. You wasn't sensual. You wasn't fingering me down, licking me up and down. You wasn't doing that. Like I said, Alexis needs to go to the bathroom, use her fingers, and figure it out with herself. Lock the door and just have a little session, because either she's sex deprived or unwell. We hear in the background, we don't see it, but we hear the audio of Alicia doing yoga with Brandon. Now you might think, okay, what's the big deal? The big deal is they show us a clip earlier or the night prior of Irvin asking Alicia, "Do you want to do yoga in the morning?" Alicia's reaction to him was like, "No, I don't want to wake up early in the morning. I just want to wake up when my body wakes up." Okay. Yet, look at her doing yoga with another man, leading yoga, like all the energy in the world. So in that moment, what I do like about Irvin is, I'll give credit where credit's due. Fine. I'll give credit to a Haitian man. Fine. Irvin calls her out respectfully, though. He just says, "I don't appreciate that. I wanted to do yoga with you earlier today and you completely shot that down. Yeah, you're doing yoga with another man. Like, we're here together. We're not here to befriend other people and do yoga with other people. Like, what are we doing?" Alicia immediately, she's victim mode. I don't. Okay, I'm sorry you feel bad. Are you? That's literally her apology. I'm sorry you feel bad. Okay. So her tone is aggressive. She's calling him insecure. Do you think it's your insecurity that's making you feel this way? Yo, she is the worst. I think something's a little off with her mentally. I know she's going through a lot with her immune disease and all of that. Get it, but you still need to learn how to talk to people. Period. Jared and Charlie decides to tell everyone that they have 6 kids. Like, why? But they wanted to give everyone the honesty about the whole situation, which is fine. Everyone's like, congratulations. We get to Clay and Tati. They're the first couple to go to the intimacy suite, the boom boom room. She says that she just wanted to go in here to just catch a vibe. She didn't really want to do anything sexual necessarily. And she's trying to set the tone, right? But I feel like she was just saying that to us as the audience. I feel like she was just saying that to us because, ma'am, you know what happens when a man gives you a massage? What are we talking? Hello? That is the kryptonite for any women. For any woman, okay? When a man offers to give you a massage, and you saw where he was massaging her, the back of her pussy. That's what he was massaging. The back of her pussy. The way he was literally massaging her butt, like literally just like grabbing it. Like, is it a meat? Is it a piece of meat? He could have just slipped his finger down her pajama pants and make it do what it do. So I think something happened. I'm sure something happened. You can't tell me after that massage they just went to sleep or went back to their twin suite. Good night. So we get to Chris and Jared. Chris is confiding in Jared. He's telling him that he is just having some trouble with Alexis. He says that he feels that she's controlling. He talks about his childhood trauma and that he's had 9 step parents. First of all, okay, that's a lot. So he has a hard time with relationships and control, feeling controlled, the whole 9. So he doesn't do well with control, and he says that he's told this to his girl. He told it to her, yet she's not adjusting the way she's behaving towards him. So he's feeling even more upset about the whole situation. What I like about Jared is he has a good head on his shoulders. Like, he literally has a good head on his shoulders. He knows how to communicate effectively, and he knows how to process information maturely. I really like him as an individual. He tells him don't jump to conclusions, and that he gives context to Charlie. Like, he wasn't like, yo, fuck that bitch. Yeah, she's a hoe, right? Or not Charlie, sorry, I'm jumping. But he says, don't jump to conclusions. And he talks about how he learned that Alexis, God damn. Alexis she has a Jamaican background. And so the reason why he said that is because, Jamaicans finish the blank. So he's trying to say, just grow in this experience together. And the way that Jared talks, he does not talk like he's preaching at you or holier than thou or anything like that. He just talks very real and mature. He sees things pretty whole scope rather than this like a microscopic type of way. So I really like that about his approach. We get to Irvin. It ends off with Irvin talking to Alicia, and he's telling her how he felt insulted. He felt insulted that she called him insecure. He didn't think that was appropriate to describe his emotion in that moment, which I totally agree with. He definitely was not insecure. I think Alicia was gaslighting him and not realizing the hypocrisy in her ways. And though he was communicating effectively and clearly and very articulate, she says she feels that he's yelling and she feels, quote, unsafe. Unsafe. When a woman says, I feel unsafe with you, and she's talking to a man, run. Literally run. Okay, you feel unsafe. Let me go ahead and make you safe then. I'ma leave. So he's walking off and she's like, where are you going? No, just change your demeanor. No. So she's just, again, unaware of how she's coming across and the word choice that she's using. So that's where it ends for episode 2 of this review. Let me know what you think about this episode of The Never Ever Mets, and I will see y'all on the next one. Goodbye.